What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on my Steve K channel. This is going to be a video which is going to be my favorite, least favorite MLB stadiums. So once again, favorite and least favorite baseball stadiums. Like all my opinions, like all of these stadiums, just like when I think of them. Some of them I may not be able to like say like, oh, I don't really know about this one or something like that. I may like have like one where I might say, I don't know about this one, or I may be indifferent or something, or I just may not have an opinion about this one. But I've never been to any of these stadiums. I've only been to one, which I'll get into. But the rest of them, as I've seen like images of them and the stadiums, you know, from where they, well, the games like all these teams play, you know. So anyway, here we go. Let's get right into this. We'll start with the first one, Angel Stadium, or used to be known as Anaheim Stadium and Edison International Field of Anaheim. So I gotta be honest about this stadium. This stadium is actually really, really nice. Of course, I've never been here. It's in California, obviously. But it has a nice area, like in left center field, like where those rocks are and stuff, that little thing back there. And I like the design of the stadium. You know, it's really nice. I mean, I like how this stadium really looks, and looks like something, you know, to definitely check out. And yeah, this one is definitely a stadium, you know, that I do like. So there you go. You could call this like a video, like you can call this like stadiums I like and don't like and stuff and all that. But there you go. Next one, Busch Stadium, or New Busch Stadium, or Busch Stadium the Third, because they've had a bunch of Busch Stadiums. But this one here, this one is a really awesome stadium. I mean, look at the background right there with the gateway arc right there. I really like this one as well. Look at right center or right field down the line here. Looks like you got 4 rows. Like you got one down the field, and one in the back, a third row right there, and then a fourth row right up there. I definitely like this one, as I remember watching a lot of the games when the St. Louis Cardinals were battling with the Texas Rangers in 2011, I believe it was, and David Freese hit that walk-off home run in straightaway center field, and those fans got that ball, and of course Joe Buck saying, "We will see you tomorrow night," to make sure that it was a home run. But yeah, I love the St. Louis Cardinals when Albert Pujols was with them, and a bunch of other players back in the day. Of course, Albert Pujols is still playing. Jim Edmonds, and he was with them. I did like when Mark McGwire was there, but that was at the other Busch Stadium, you know, when he hit a bunch of them home runs. But in this one, yeah, he would definitely be hitting them if he was still playing to this day. But, I mean, yeah, just look at that view. I mean, I just cannot get over that view. I mean, I really think that that's a really nice one. I'm sure the tickets go for a lot there. But yeah, definitely another stadium that I think is really awesome. Another one here that I think is awesome, Chase Field, or formerly known as Bank One Ballpark. What I really love about this stadium is, I zoomed it up a little bit, is right over here, in right center field, is the area where they have the pole. I just love that area because I love it when they hit home runs and the balls go right into the swimming pools. I really think that's awesome. Then you got over here, you got your scoreboard, like over here with the opening day logo and everything else. So this was 2013 when this was taken, but I don't think they made any changes to the stadium. And over here, you got Friday's front row, sports grill, then right field down the line here, just the way this looks over here. Of course, number 42 for Jackie Robinson, another number 20 over there. I don't know what number that's for, but Arizona Diamondbacks, another team that I do like as well. But once again, this is another one where they have a roof like right up top. These little things here where they can either keep it open or they can keep it closed. But I like it a lot of times when they just usually keep it open, because I like that when they just, you know, do it that way. But yeah, again, a really awesome stadium, you know, this way this one looks, and I just love it every time when somebody hits a home run right center field over there in that swimming pool area. And there you are. Next one, Citi Field, home of the New York Mets, formerly where they used to play at, which was Shea Stadium. I should do another video here about favorite and least favorite former MLB stadiums, but we'll see about that. But anyway, here's a shot of Citi Field. Now, this is at nighttime. Now, I gotta be honest about this stadium. This one is alright. There's not really a whole lot to say about this one, because the only thing that there is to say about this one is, of course, the Big Apple thing, which was from Shea Stadium. Back in the day when they would hit a home run and the apple would come right out, and they still have it. It's right there in center field. But I liked it better at Shea Stadium. I definitely think Shea Stadium was a lot better. But this stadium is not bad too, but it's just not really to my liking. I saw when the Orioles faced against the New York Mets in a game back in 2013, I think it was, one of them years, or 2015, whatever it was. And I'm just not really too big on the stadium a lot. I'm not, especially in left field, like the way the walls are and all that stuff. I mean, it is a ballpark to hit home runs in, but I just don't really like the way this stadium looks a lot of times. I mean, just like I said, it's an alright stadium. Then you got the scoreboard, which is way over here. Then the Jumbotron right down here. And that's it. I mean, so this is pretty much a stadium that is not one of my favorites. I mean, like I said, I like Shea Stadium more. Citizens Bank Park, home of the Philadelphia Phillies. A ballpark that I think is a good one. I like the Philadelphia Phillies. I mean, the Mets are an okay team, but the Philadelphia Phillies I do like as well. Not a big fan of Bryce Harper being on the team, but I like the players like Cole Hamels and Ryan Howard and Chase Utley who were there at that time. But Jim Thome back in the day who was with them, and Mike Schmidt. But right now, like Aaron Nola is a pretty good pitcher, and they got JT Realmuto, Andrew McCutchen, Reese Hoskins, and Mikhail Franco, and Cesar Hernandez, and trying to think who else. Dubal Herrera, and who else? Vince Velasquez, I think, is one of their pitchers, and I don't know who their closer is. I know at one time it was Jonathan Papelbon, I think, one time, or somebody. I think it was Jonathan Papelbon. But anyway, as for this stadium, yes, I do like this one. And over here, it's center field, right down here, as you can see. I remember when Aaron Rowan was playing for the team, and he wound up making this catch. He wound up catching the ball, and he crashed right into the wall there, like right in this green area here, and wound up busting his nose. I mean, that was a really awesome catch, but when he crashed into that wall like that, I was like, oh my god, but luckily he was alright. But another ballpark I think I've seen the Orioles play at, I think back in 2015 or 16 they did, and yeah, I like the design of the stadium. I like the way it looks on here, and scoreboard is all the way down here to the left, and nice shot of Philadelphia, and the nice little image of the Liberty Bell right there where it says Citizens Bank Park. Back in the day they played at Veterans Stadium, the stadium where the Phillies used to play, and that's about it. So yeah, this stadium is definitely a stadium, as I said, that is a really nice one. I know not a whole lot to say about them, but like I said, if I would have visited these stadiums, I would have more to say. Comerica Park, home of the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers used to play at Tiger Stadium back in the day. Another stadium is really awesome, but like I said, I might do another video of like stadiums back in the day where the players, where the teams used to play. Now, Comerica Park, this one, which hosted the 2005 MLB All-Star Game, I remember. It was a fairly new stadium. I think this opened in 1999 or 2000, one of them years, and this park is not bad. It's pretty deep, like to left field, but the thing is, with right center field, like right over here in this gap over here, if you hit one like all the way over to there, and it goes right up to that wall, it could wind up being a triple or an inside the park home run. And I remember they had the home run derby as well in 2005, and Bobby Abreu was in it, and he was absolutely on a tear, but he was in that home run derby. He was drilling them to right field, and I think a lot of them went maybe like 480 feet, something like that. But this park is pretty much not bad to me. Just right away in center field, and you got the little walk area over there, and that's just about it. I mean, I don't really have a lot to say about the stadium, so I'm just going to say this ballpark is okay. Some of you may have different opinions, but there you go. Coors Field in Denver, Colorado, home of the Colorado Rockies. This stadium I like, because I've seen like a lot of home runs that were hit in this stadium, and of course, I've never been to this stadium, but another stadium I would like to see. The thing is, like left center field, like if you had a home run, the ball could travel like more than 450 feet. Like over here, this little area, it's 390 right here, and 15 feet over there, and down right center field, 375 over there. And sometimes if you had a home run and it goes right past the stands, it can go like 480 feet. And I've seen that a lot. A lot of players that have played here, like Giancarlo Stanton. I think Larry Walker hit one in the third deck over here. And many, many others that have hit home runs in this stadium. I mean, yeah, I love like the way that this is. And of course, the center field, like with the little rocks area over there and all that. I mean, yeah. Another really awesome stadium, definitely, for sure. Let's see what else we got here. We got Dodger Stadium, home of the Los Angeles Dodgers. I cannot complain about this stadium one bit. I am a Dodgers fan. I do, like them, and I love this stadium. I miss Vin Scully calling games though, because I always liked his commentary a lot of times. And this stadium has been around, I think, since the 50s or so, something like that. And yeah, like I said, I love the Dodgers. I mean, I do like them. Yeah, I mean, not the biggest fan of them, but yeah, I mean, take that back about me saying I love the Dodgers, but I mean, yeah, I like that song. I love LA. But yeah, I like the Dodgers. I do like their team, and yeah, and the stadium, once again, is a really awesome stadium. Nice, the way it's designed. And, of course, there have been, like, home runs that have been hit out of Dodger Stadium. Willie Stargell, I think, hit one back in the day. Mark McGwire hit one, like, to left center field, like, around this area, like, right over here somewhere. And Giancarlo Stanton did it, like, in 2016 or 17, one of them years, and it went over the left field area, like right over here. And pretty much, yeah, that was a pretty amazing thing when he hit that home run. But yeah, like I said again, this is a really awesome stadium. Love the designs once again, and I am a Dodger fan, and that's about it. Now let's move on to the next one, which I believe is, I think it's Fenway Park. Yep, it is. Fenway Park in Boston, with the famous wall in left field, the Green Monster. And this stadium is, well, it's been around a pretty good while, and it's not bad of a stadium. I mean, not a Red Sox fan, but the wall in left field, of course, the Green Monster is probably, the best known thing about it. And yeah, they won the World Series in 2004 for the first time in a while, in 2013 as well, and most recently too, last year I think that, yeah, they did. But yeah, I mean, not the biggest Red Sox fan, not really the biggest fan of the stadium either, but it's not too bad. I mean, sometimes when you hit the baseball, like one time David Ortiz hit a home run like here, and I think it went about 480 feet. And of course that home run that David Ortiz hit that tied up the game in that ALCS game against the Tigers, I believe it was. And yeah, just, it is a nice ballpark, but again, it's not really like one of my favorites, just because I'm not really a big Red Sox fan. But the stadium, is just not bad. That's about it. Alright. Where are we going to? We're going to Texas. Globe Life Park in Arlington, also known as the Ballpark in Arlington, and renamed it Ameriquest Field in Arlington. Still, to me, it's more like the Ballpark in Arlington to me, but now it's called Globe Life Park in Arlington, so there you go. And here's the stadium, and I like this stadium, I do. I like the fact, like in center field, right here, this little area, like if somebody hits a home run, somebody can get out of their seats and go right over to that area and pick up the baseball when somebody hit that home run. That's what I really like about it, because I would love to go to this ballpark and sit right there and try and get a home run hit by anybody. Yeah, 'cause I would just, I would love that, but I'm sure those tickets go for a lot. I'm sure they go for more than $50 a piece, at least. I mean, if they go for only $20 a piece, then yeah, I would be pretty surprised about that, because considering how many people, walk on there and try and get them baseballs. But it's pretty deep over here at, like, left field. You can see, like, all these seats that they have. I mean, but this ballpark held the All-Star game back in 1995, but ever since then, it has not held the All-Star game. But it's had a lot of home runs hit here by Josh Hamilton, Rafael Palmeiro, I'm sure, and Ivan Rodriguez, Will Clark, many others, too, that played, like, for the Texas Rangers back there, or Juan Gonzalez, maybe. And, yeah, there you go. Yeah, love this stadium. And there you go. Next, the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the Cincinnati Reds. Let me see if I can get a better shot of that, because, let me try this one. Okay. Yeah, I think this is better. Now, this ballpark is not bad, once again. Where the Cincinnati Reds used to play, I can't remember the name of it, but that was a pretty nice one, too. But this one, is not bad, like I said. One person hit a home run that cleared the stands over here in right field, and it went over there and may have went into, like, the water around there. I think that was Juan Francisco that hit it off of Rodrigo Lopez, a pitcher back in the day. And yeah, this ballpark is not bad. It recently had the All-Star game, I think in 2015 it was, or 16, one of them years. But yeah, it's not too bad of a ballpark. That's about it. Okay? Alright, next one. Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago. Well, for this ballpark, not really a whole lot to say about this one, because I'm not big on the name that it is. I wish it was Comiskey Park, because I think that's what it used to be called. I think so. Yeah, it says, like, right there, it also, opened with the name Comiskey Park, was renamed U.S. Cellular Field, so there you go. Yeah, this one is not bad, but there's not really a whole lot to say about the stadium, so there you go. Is this alright? So, let's move on. Shoot. Okay, so now we're going to Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. This stadium is awesome. What I like is the waters. Of course, the waters like in left field and right field. The little waterfalls right over there. And yeah, it's a really nice ballpark. It's another one that I would like to visit. And not really a big, huge fan of the Kansas City Royals that much. But they're okay. But like I said, yeah, I like the waterfalls there, because just when they have, like, that one, like, I remember back in the day when I was watching the Orioles play against the Kansas City Royals a lot of times, like in the late 90s and early 2000s, and you see the water, like, falling in the background. I'm like, see, this is, like, what a lot of baseball parks should do, in my opinion. They should have, like, the water falling in the background a lot of times. That just makes, the game more enjoyable, or just more fun to watch, in my opinion. But some may disagree and say they don't like the stadium, but I think it's pretty cool. Just like the way it's designed. That brings us to Marlins Park, now home of the Miami Marlins. They used to play at that stadium back in the day, where when they used to be called the Florida Marlins, but now they have this ballpark. And this ballpark is not too bad. I mean, just not really a whole lot to say about it, really. I mean, Giancarlo Stanton hit a lot of home runs here when they wound up moving to the stadium, and yeah, a lot of them went to left center field, mostly like around this area, and a lot of them traveled like over 480 feet. I think even over 485. Like if some went to left center field, like where this Budweiser thing is, like around that area over there, and many others, you would hit home runs. But that's just pretty much it about the stadium. Man, it's not too bad. There's a nice view of Miami, like over there in the background, and that's it about the ballpark. That's all pretty much I say. Now we get to Miller Park in Milwaukee, home of the Milwaukee Brewers. Again, another stadium that is just okay to me. The only thing I do like about this is when the Milwaukee Brewers player hits a home run and their mascot or whoever goes down this little slide right here when they hit that home run. Like I said, that's the only thing that I pretty much like about it. But it's pretty nice, the way it's designed. But that's just pretty much it, I can say about this stadium. Our next stop is Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, home of the Houston Astros. This one is pretty good, but I kind of like the Astrodome more. I really do. The Astrodome is still there to this day. It is not demolished. But the one thing, I just don't like about the stadium now is they have taken away the hill in center field. This little hill is right there. It is now changed to something else. If they have like a different view of the stadium and they'll show like what center field looks like now, is I think they did a renovation to it like in 2017 or whatever. They did this thing to it. So let me see if they have like a more recent photo of it. Probably do not. Yeah, the Towels Hill, as it says, and the flagpole. Well, they don't have it on here, but again, they took it away, which I'm not thrilled about. But a lot of home runs have been hit. Like I remember Albert Pujols hit one that went over the train track, and of course the train that's over here, when you hit a home run, then the train like starts rolling, and it does a little sound thing as well, and they send off fireworks too. But yeah, this stadium is not bad, but I wish they were still playing in the Astrodome. I still think that's a pretty nice stadium. Alright, now we move on to Nationals Park in Washington, D.C., home of the Washington Nationals. I have never been to this stadium, honestly, because Washington, D.C. is not close to me. It's about maybe 45 minutes from where I am. It could easily turn into an hour because of traffic. But this stadium is okay. I mean, I miss them when they were the Montreal Expos. I do, honestly. But the Washington Nationals are, not really a bad team, with the pitchers they got and the hitters. But like I said, this stadium is okay. I mean, there's not really a whole lot to say about this. There's just that's basically it. I mean, I'm just not going to really say any more about it. It's an okay stadium. Oakland Alameda County Stadium. No, Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, or Oakland Coliseum, Oakland Stadium. Any way that you want to call this stadium, here it is. This stadium is, again, not bad. This has been here a while, and I have never seen anybody hit a home run like up to this area here in like the deepest part of center field. And of course, the numbers that are retired, you got number 9 for Reggie Jackson, number 24 for Ricky Henderson, number 43 for Dennis Eckersley, number 34 for Raleigh Fingers, and number 27 for Catfish Hunter. But I'm pretty sure number 42 is retired, though, because it's retired throughout the major leagues. But they should have number 42, like right there in the middle there, or they can change it up. But still, yeah, I've seen like the Orioles play several games here against the Oakland Athletics, well, on TV, that is, and yeah, this stadium, once again, is not too bad. It's not a favorite to me, but it is a pretty nice stadium. And there you go. Okay, and next one is Oracle Park. or formerly known as AT&T Park, Pacific Ballpark, and SBC Park, home of the San Francisco Giants. And I do like this stadium. I do. I had to think about it a little bit just for a minute and just say, okay, what do I think of this stadium? Yes, the home of Barry Bonds when he hit all of them home runs into McCovey Cove right over there in right field in that water. Every time when he would always hit a home run, the ball goes right into the water, and the fans would just get into their boats, jump out of their boat, and jump into the water and get the ball. Yep. Then Barry Bonds would hit the record-breaking home run when he hit number 756 right into here. I think it was around this area here when he hit that home run and broke the record. But there you go. I mean, they hosted the All-Star game here in 2007, I believe it was. I think it was 2007. Yeah, it was 2007. But yeah, this is a nice ballpark. I like the Coca-Cola thing over here and the glove as well. A nice shot of like the boats in the background there from San Francisco. I mean, I would like to. I don't know if I'd like to see this ballpark. I mean, but it's it's a really nice one, and all the other things around here too. And yeah, really awesome stadium again. I know I'm saying that a lot, but that's pretty much my opinion of it. And now we get to this one. Oriole Park at Camden Yards, home of the Baltimore Orioles. Yep, here we go. Now, of course, I love this ballpark. I've been to several games here going back to the late 90s when I started going to them. We did go to Memorial Stadium where the Orioles used to play back in the day, but in 1992 when Camden Yards opened, of course some things were different in 1992, but the only thing that they changed is like behind home plate, where they like change where the like the setting in the background, but that's basically it. So you got the warehouse in right field, where the B&O warehouse for the trains. Then you got the big scoreboard over here. You got the upper deck and the middle area and the lower reserve. You got the bullpen area right here in left center field, and you got a nice shot of Baltimore, like all the buildings are in the background. And I recommend sitting in left field a lot of times, like over here in this area. This is like section 80, 82, and 84, pretty much. And they're good seats to have, I mean, because I've sat there several times. You can sit either, I recommend sitting like in the third row or the fifth row. And the tickets don't really go for a whole lot. I mean, only like if maybe they're doing pretty good or if they're playing a rivalry team. But sometimes they can go up in price, and like if they're playing a different team, but sometimes if it's a giveaway or just like I said. But I mean, yeah, left field pretty much is the area I would think, for people to sit. Then you got behind home plate, another good area too, and behind the dugouts over here. These are really nice too. And lots of places to get something to eat around here, like Boog's Barbecue, Boog Powell, who played for the Orioles back in the day at first base. And yeah, of course Cal Ripken when he tied and broke Lou Gehrig's consecutive game streak at this ballpark. Lots of memorable games that were played here too. And yes, I absolutely love this stadium. I really do. Some people, I don't really hear like a lot of people complain about this because of the fact that I think a lot of people do like this stadium. I mean, yeah, it's a really nice ballpark. No home runs have ever gone out of the stadium, because if it goes like over left field here in the upper deck area, I think that's easily like 480 feet. I don't know, maybe more, but and straightaway center field, like over here where this green padding is, nobody has ever hit a ball like over there. But however, somebody has hit the warehouse one time, but it was in a home run derby in 1993 when Ken Griffey Jr. hit a ball that traveled so far and went all the way back here, and it wound up hitting the warehouse like right over here, like around this area or over here. And of course they have Utah Street, like right over here. If anybody hits a home run and it lands all the way down there, and they keep track of who hit the home runs there, like they put a little area of who hit it. Like Chris Davis has hit a few there. A few former Orioles, like Rafael Palmeiro has. I think Eddie Murray did. Former Oriole Mickey Tettleton did, like in 1992, when the ballpark had just opened. again, a lot of people that did not play for the Orioles did. Like, I can get probably a list up of people that have hit Utah Street home runs. If I can look this up, and it'll tell me. It'll tell me all the people that have hit the home runs on Utah Street. I mean, it's a lot on here, but I'm not gonna like go through all of them. But I'll just name like a few. Have hit the people that have hit the home runs. I mean, a lot of Orioles have hit home runs on the Utah Street, and they are Kevin Bass in 1995, Rafael Palmeiro, Brady Anderson, Eddie Murray, Bobby Bonilla. Brady Anderson did it a few times. So did Rafael Palmeiro. Delino DeShields did it. Gary Matthews, Jay Gibbons. He did it twice, and Rafael Palmeiro did it again. Brian Roberts did. Nick Markakis, Luke Scott, Aubrey Huff. Chris Davis, of course, as I mentioned. Matt Wieters did. Ryan Flaherty. Pedro Alvarez. And Jonathan VR. Okay. But of course, a lot are people that have never played for the Orioles, and some are former Orioles too, like Mickey Tettleton that I mentioned, Ken Griffey Jr., which was actually not in the All-Star game, but it was just a game against the Orioles. He did on a pinning one. Jim Tomei, who did play for the Orioles one time. I know I'm going on with this, I'm just mentioning like a few, but that's it. So yeah, like I said, this is a really awesome stadium. It's a beautiful stadium. I mean, a lot of people should definitely, check this ballpark out. So let's move on now. Here we got Petco Park, home of the San Diego Padres. This ballpark looks pretty nice. I mean, it's not very deep in left field though. Like down the line, they got the building over here, the Western Metal Supply Company. If you hit a home run there and it hits them stands over there, it's a home run because it's like past the wall over here, and then over here, like left field where the scoreboard is as well, in center field, and that's about it. I mean, this ballpark is a pretty nice one. Then we got PNC Park, home of the Pittsburgh Pirates. I like this one because I like the view of the bridge right in the background there, and a lot of people have hit home runs that have gone over the wall or over the stands in right field and into the water over there, which is something that's pretty nice too, because like how the San Francisco Giants do that at their ballpark, and now the Pittsburgh Pirates have one where they hit them over there. So there you go. Yep, really awesome ballpark. Here we got Progressive Field, or formerly known as Jacobs Field in Cleveland. I like this stadium. I like the way the design is. Left field, you got the big screen over there, then the Indian sign, and center field as well, the little picnic area, or this little area over there, and right field too. Yeah. A good, nice looking ballpark. Then we get into the Rogers Center, or also known as, back in the day, the Sky Dome, but now it's got a different name on here. And I'm looking for a better image of this stadium so I can get this up. Just give you my opinion about this. It's from 1999. Let's see. Well, let's try this. Alright, so this is how it looks with the roof open, and a lot of times they don't really keep it open. I mean, I am not the biggest fan of the Blue Jays. I mean, the reason is just because I'm really not big on them a lot. And don't like the fact with it being called the Rogers Center. I liked it back in the day when it was called the Sky Dome. Of course, Roy Halladay, who pitched here for many years, had a great career as well, and now going to be inducted to the Hall of Fame. And Joe Carter, who hit the walk-off home run in 1993 to win the World Series for the Blue Jays against the Phillies. And Roberto Alomar played for them for several years. Carlos Delgado and Jose Cruz Jr., Shannon Stewart. A lot of people, but I'm just really not big on this ballpark. As I mentioned, just really not big on it. And like I said, not the biggest fan of the Blue Jays, and that's about it. Alright. SunTrust Park, home of the Atlanta Braves. I'm a fan of the Atlanta Braves, but however, I am not a fan of this stadium. You're probably surprised about that, but the reason is because I like Turner Field more, the stadium that they used to play in. I thought that one was a better ballpark. I mean, this one's not bad, like in design and stuff. Like left field is pretty nice, and the center field area is pretty nice too. And then you got over here, like in right field, you got this as well, like little area here, the chop house, that little thing they do. Like I said, I'm a fan of the Atlanta Braves, but just not really big on this stadium a lot. Just like I said, I like the other stadium that they played at, Turner Field. But you probably will disagree with it, but like I said, that's my opinion. Now we got T-Mobile Park, formerly known as Safeco Field, I believe, back in the day. I think that's what it used to be called, just the way it's called now. Trying to see like the name of, here it is. Yeah, it was Safeco Field from 1999 to 2018. And this ballpark is pretty nice. I mean, left field there where the scoreboard is, and then they have a place like named for Edgar Martinez or something like that. I thought they did like over here, but I can't remember if they do or not. I don't really see it, but I thought they did. Then they got center field over here, and they not really a whole lot. And over here, this little thing. Ken Griffey Jr. played here like when the stadium opened in 1999 or something like that, or whatever year. I think it was 1999 when it opened. And he played a few seasons in 1990, or he played in 1999, but in 2000 was when he got traded, I think, or yeah, it was 2000 when he got traded. Then he returned to Seattle in 2009. And that's about it. But yeah, as for this stadium, once again, it is not bad. I'm just gonna leave it as that. Next one is Target Field, home of the Minnesota Twins. And this ballpark is a so-so to me. I mean, it's all right. I mean, not as good as the stadium where they used to play back in the day. And the other one we just looked at, where the Mariners play, and that wasn't as good as the stadium they used to play in either. But for this one, like I said about Target Field, it's okay. Once again, it's kind of easy to hit home runs a little bit, in my opinion. Like if you hit one down the line left field, it'll be a home run. And I remember when they had the home run derby in 2014 here, and Giancarlo Stanton was drilling them like all the way up into the third deck up here, the upper deck. And, yep, that's about it. I mean, stadium is all right, as I mentioned, and that's really it. All right. Next one is Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Bay Rays. I do not like this stadium, and the reason I don't like this stadium, well, it's a dome stadium, for one. I'm not really big on dome stadiums a lot. Some of them are okay, but in this one, if you pop up the ball and the ball goes all the way up, it could hit one of them catwalk things in there. Why do they have a catwalk in there? I mean, that's their thing there, but I just don't like the fact because of those. I mean, home runs, can happen too in here, but the thing is, if it winds up being a pop-up, you got to keep your eye on the ball, or if it hits that catwalk thing or something, I think it counts as an out, though, if it hits the catwalk, but still. And like I said about this is just a stadium that I just don't really care for a lot. I mean, just like in right center field here where they have the little area of the fish or something over there you can take a look at. And the bullpen is right on the field over there. They don't have like an area where you warm up. They just have, the bullpen that's like right down the lines. And that's it. So not much to say about that. Just not big on it. Wrigley Field, home of the Chicago Cubs, a stadium that has been here for a while. And yes, I like Wrigley Field. I do. I remember in the movie Rookie of the Year, one of my favorite baseball movies, about a kid that wants to be a pitcher and he starts pitching for the Chicago Cubs. And yeah, I like the ballpark. I like the ivy that's over there, around the wall area, and lots of home runs that have also been hit out of Wrigley Field. Like Dave Kingman hit one that went down the street or something, and Glenn Allen Hill hit one that went out of the stadium and went over onto another area where it landed on a roof somewhere. Yeah. And the area like over in center field here, you can hit a home run there too. And yeah, I mean, this thing is, I don't know why it's just taking forever to load up here. What the heck? But anyway, yes, this stadium I definitely like. Wrigley Field is definitely a big thumbs up. And now I think we're at the last one, and that is, yep, that's it. So here we are, Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. And of course, I am not a Yankees fan, as you all know, and I am not too big on this ballpark. I mean, the reason is because when they moved from Yankee Stadium, the stadium that they played at before, the original one, it's kind of almost like the other Yankee Stadium, but the problem is it's easy to hit home runs in this. Like if this one goes down the line in left field or something, or down the line in right field, it'll wind up being a home run. It's not really that deep. It's maybe about 320 some feet or 330 some feet. I really don't know. Or maybe not that deep. Maybe 350 or something. I don't know. But just not too big on this stadium. I've seen a lot of games when the Orioles play against the New York Yankees, and also when they do that annoying whistle thing, like when somebody strikes out. I cannot stand that when they do that. I mean, I don't know why, but of course the other stadium where they played at I thought was a little bit better. But as for this one, as I've said, just not too big on it. I mean, something can even go into the gap like right over here, and it can wind up being possibly a triple. And then you can wind up hitting a home run like into the bullpen area, like over here to the left or right. And that's pretty much it. So this stadium is pretty much an eh. And that is going to wrap it up for this video of my favorite and least favorite MLB stadiums. So I hope everybody enjoyed that. If you like this video, please hit the like button, comment if you have something to say. No negative stuff. Subscribe. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. And you all take care. And thanks again for watching this video.